Hey guys, how's it going? This is my 1986 John Deere 216. It's actually been a little while since it's been on the channel. Previously on the channel with this one, I can't exactly remember what I did with this thing before. Been using it. This is the one that mows the yard around here during the summer. Does a pretty good job. It runs nice and smooth, so therefore that's what it likes to do, so that's what I do with it. It mows the yard around here. It keeps the yard done, as well as that deck. Got it running a couple days ago. I'm getting it ready for the spring. You know, it's the first day. It was just the first day of spring a couple weeks ago. So I'm currently getting it ready to go, you know, for the summer. I'm getting all my tractors that I'm going to be mowing with this summer ready to mow, getting decks put on them and everything. And planning out when I want to film. There's a couple of them that haven't mowed before on the channel, so I thought maybe we'll film, you know, taking them out and mow. This one, I got it running. It ran really, really, really good. And then I shut it off. I brought it in the shop, shut it off, let the battery charge, came out the next day to start it, and now it is flooding itself out. So I have a suspicion that the float sank or the needle is not seating anymore for whatever reason. Like I said, it's been a couple years since I've been in that carb, so kind of up in the air what it could be. I do have a suspicion, however, more than likely the needle probably is not seating or the float sank. Probably the float sank is more or less what it is. I know it's not really a big fix, but I thought I'd bring it onto the channel. You know, maybe somebody out there would be interested in it. And it's been a couple years since this one's been out, so might as well make another video on it. You guys really seem to like this tractor when it's on the channel, so there we go. Oh, I think I know what the last thing we did with it was. We changed the variator out in it and also the belts. So there you go. Let me go on ahead and get you guys set up in the stand. Let's get that carb taken off and let's see exactly what we find. Let's get the camera set up. There we go. There we go. It's been a little while since I've been in here, so I need to kind of remember, you know, remind myself what exactly is in there. I need to relearn this tractor. How long it's been since I've been in it. I think this is the size that these are. Right? Is it? No? Okay, what size are those then? Probably this one. And it's probably a good thing I'm getting into here, you know, after how long it's been since I've gotten in here. I believe this tractor has a new, has a fuel filter. Actually, I recently replaced the line on this, didn't I? I think I did. I think I recently replaced the fuel line on here because I see it's got a clear fuel line. I probably did that last year near the end of the mowing season. Like I said, I haven't been into it much. I have done a couple things to it that haven't really been all that major, so I never really pulled the camera out to film them. You know, I should have turned the light on that camera. Hang on, give me a second. Might as well serve some kind of purpose, right? Instead of just sitting there watching me. Let's take this out of here. Yeah, I was gonna say that should just pop right out. And that should pop right off too. Probably just go on ahead and take that out actually. So the fuel line right here, we need to pop off. I know the fuel pump works. I'm not worried about it in the slightest. It better work because it was pumping the other day. Come on, there we go. So let's see. We need to pop that off up there. This probably won't do it up. Yeah, Oh, it did. Look at that. We need to grab a couple of flathead screwdrivers. And actually just one flathead screwdriver. Don't know why I said a couple. What's this? That is a air filter bolt. All you should need to do is loosen it. Take the bolt out of one side, loosen the other side, and this should come off. What the hell? Why won't this? Sorry guys, I gotta block you for a second. There we go. One thing I've also noticed is the choke on this doesn't close all the way, or closes all the way. It doesn't open all the way. So it's a little bit closed, which I don't think it really will bother it to be like that, but you know, just kind of making notes for myself. That way I know. All right, we got it. So we'll loosen this one. And then over here, we will, can I get it by hand? I see some gas on that pump. I'm hoping that that's from this, you know, pissing out fuel. Block is pretty dirty. I see that pump is pretty clean. Wonder why that is. Oh, I know why. I had to put another gasket in it. I think at the end of last season I put another gasket in that pump because the one it had was leaking. That's why. I was wondering why that was so clean. Yeah, I did quite a bit, I guess. A lot more than I thought I did to it. See, that's how it's supposed to be, not like that. It's right there. So I do want to address that. Yeah. So let me put this, let's take this over there and let's open it up. Well, that looks pretty good. It's even got the thicker gasket on there. Cool. I don't know if I've ever had this carbo part before. I guess we'll find out. Actually, I think I have. Easily. It's got a little bit of dirt in it, but I mean it looks fairly clean. Get this off of here. That sounds empty. I did see, however, that just pretty much fell right out. That looks clean. Actually, looks like it's starting to get built up behind that. We might have to look in, but the O-ring looks good. Everything in here looks fine. I don't really see any reason to suspect anything. Maybe we could put it back together and have it work. Just trying to get some of this fluff out of here. There we go. I wonder if that came loose. I did see how easily that fell out. That looks pretty good. Why would that have fallen out of there like that, though? I didn't even get to look at it and it already came out. I wonder if it was You don't think that pin fell out, do you? The float is empty. I need a water bottle or something I can set it in and watch it and see if it sinks. Probably exactly what happened is it sank. Let me find something I can fill up with water, and then we'll be back. Grab myself a little styrofoam cup. I know someone's gonna have fits. No, I'm not putting gas in it. So don't worry about that. We're gonna put some water in it. And we're gonna see, there we go. Well, I can't get the camera to, that's better. Let's put some water in it. After we put water in it, we'll see if this floats or if it sinks. Ready? We'll give that a second to just float around. Could do this. I don't see no bubbles coming out of it. Yeah. Nope. It appears it is holding. That looks fine. Okay. I do not see anything wrong with this car. Maybe it's what I thought it was. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go on ahead and clean it out while we're in here. Although, I don't really see a reason to, get into it. It looks fine to me. It almost looks like there's some buildup behind that. It's hard to tell. I want to clean that seat real fast. I want to polish it. That looks fine. That's one nice thing, about Q-tips is they're good for polish. Usually just do it until the end of it busts off. So now you want to get all that water out. And another thing you could do is go in there with some, we're going to try it. I've never tried it before, now I'm curious. Toothpaste is supposed to polish teeth, right? I wonder if it would polish that. And it just so happens that I keep a tube of it, a couple tubes of it out here with me. So let's see what it does. I do have a couple other tubes. However, this is the smallest one that I have. Let's give it a nice little dose. Let's see what it does. And then once we rinse this, we'll grab a Q-tip, cover it in water, and rinse it out good. Actually, that looks like it did a pretty good job. Let's stick it in there. The only difference is we're using it without a toothbrush. Yeah, that actually did pretty good. trying to keep it on here. It keeps wanting to come off. Oh well. I would say that worked. It actually looks pretty good, honestly. I do not want that in there. Let that clean loose. I actually have used toothpaste out here before, you know, for doing things similar to this. For polishing. It does a pretty good job at polishing, and plus, you know, it is designed to keep your teeth white, I guess. So, I don't know. Seems like it works. There we go. There we go. So we'll just send him. The best way to have done it would have been to take the needle seat out probably, and then after you did that, run it through the ultrasonic cleaner. However, for a little experiment, we should be okay. I didn't even think about doing that until not too long ago. So that polished that up, and I would actually say that it did a pretty good job at polishing that. I want to run a dry one through there now just to get whatever remnants might be left, you know, because you never know what else could be left inside of here. So we'll just get it done real quick. Oh yeah, I would say that did a pretty good job. Hey, look. See how good that looks? I think toothpaste, if I remember right, has an abrasive. I think it has an abrasive to it. Some of them do, some of them don't, I believe. And that abrasive is probably what does that, you know, plus the cloth. That looks good. The needle looks fine, so I'm going to leave the needle alone. The float floated, so therefore we should be okay. We're using it. Everything is clean, so we shouldn't have any problems, you know. So, I guess if you're in a pinch and you have toothpaste and a Q-tip in your shop or in your house, you know, you could try that and see what it does. It did a pretty good job though. I do notice how high that goes up. I think it goes up a little bit too high, don't you agree? Trying to get all this dirt out because my hands are covered in it, it appears. You want to be careful bending tabs. That looks like quite a bit of room. Yeah. It sits on it, you know, so I mean it should be fine. Let's stick this back in here. Now that we've got that all done, sorted through and cleaned out. You know what I should have done? I should have pulled that main jet out and went through it. I probably should do quite a bit more to it since I have it pulled apart. You know, I was in the perfect position right there to just go on ahead and clean it, which is probably what I should have done, but you know, it worked. I mean, it worked when it was in there, so let's go on ahead and mount this carburetor back in and see how it works. Let's go on ahead and get this put back in here. I was gonna say that shouldn't be a problem. Well, it's already outrun itself in the time it took before to let itself out. I haven't seen anything dripping out of it neither, so that means we must have fixed it. I'm going to take it up and down the driveway. Maybe I'll kick on the mower deck when I get back over here so you guys can listen to it.
It's true. Trump won and you know it. Trump
I thought I saw some sparking. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I hope that H1's not scared of the China virus because they're fairly close together. They're not social distanced. Let's go on ahead and let's pop the hood. And let's, I guess, get the side panel off. The rattling that you guys hear is this. The side panel, it's just loose. That's all it is. I used to run it during the summer with no side panels on it, you know, but I think it looks better with side panels on it. That end, I think, does a little bit better job cooling itself with them on there. So I just leave them alone. However, I have run it with them off there before. It won't hurt to take the side panels off and run it. It's actually probably better for it, you know. But it covers up the engine and all the tins. You know, that way no dirt or anything thrown up at it, so I just leave them on there because of it. We need to take the belt loose and off. The muffler is hot, or should be hot, so I'm not gonna test my luck and touch it. You know, let's pop this off here. Should be able to get them. I'm not sure where I want to take it off. I want to take it off up there, but at the same time, I think it would be easier just to take it off down here. Come on. There we go. And we'll just pull the belt off and over to the side. That should be a 5/8, I think. And the easiest way to get that bolt out of there is you're going to want it impact. And we'll just pull. All right. I see that it doesn't want to. Yeah, I see it doesn't want to come off. There's a bearing inside of there. That's probably exactly what our problem is. Well, I see some, yeah, I see some copper poking out. That wire is going to need to be helped. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to put electrical tape on it instead. I see that I put duct tape on it. I want to get this wire took care of first, and then after we get the wire took care of, we'll address the crimp. Probably going to cut it back some. You know, because there's not really a lot of wire up there, it looks like. Luckily the tractor was just run, so there's a little bit of heat on here so it can grab onto that wire easier. There we go. Cool. Get that nice and tight. So now, hopefully that shouldn't ground out anymore. I need more wire than that. Let me grab my crimps. Let's get this cut real fast. And then we'll come in here. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And then we'll make that one the opposite of what that one is. That one's that fitting, so we'll make this one this fitting right here. That way we don't get them mixed. There we go. We could go on ahead and wrap it up if we wanted to. Or we could just wait until we get it in the machine. Down there it looks good. Here it looks good. Probably the next time anything happens, we'll just have to replace this clutch. And I can tell you by how rough that turns. Actually, that seems okay. That in there is what turns. When it pulls on the thing, it gets harder to turn. So here's one thing that I want to do. I want to get in here and adjust the PTO. I've noticed this when the belt is pulling on this, it makes the thing harder to turn, you know, causing it to give me issues. So I want to get that addressed. I actually just want to go on ahead and pull this, you know, pull this apart. That way we can see how hard that turns. I don't think it's supposed to turn that hard. So let's grab our 9/16. I think that's the size of these. Yes. Just go on ahead and take these off. I'm not sure what the clearance is supposed to be between here, what the gap is. I guess we'll find out. We could have checked it, but who knows if it's right or not. See if our impact driver will get it. We'll just go on ahead and take it apart. Clean it up since we're in here. Maybe we'll learn it and see how it works. There's a bearing. That's probably the bearing that's having issues. That's a clutch surface, so I don't want to get any oil on it. But yeah, I'm filling this with oil. Maybe we'll get that noise to go away. I wonder if we could separate this. Oh, look at that, it has a snap ring inside of there. We could separate it if we wanted to. I really don't at the moment. It actually feels like it's turning a lot easier than it did. So, this right here is our surface. This is what turns with the engine. It's on a bearing. It turns fairly easy, so that I'm not worried about. I do, however, want to wipe this, you know, that way any oil residue doesn't get in here and screw things up. Remember not to lose your springs. We'll stick our clutch back together. We'll dry this out in here, clean it up. Yeah, that turns nice. Whew. Let's get this put back together. I don't really think it matters what position it's in. Maybe it does. Yeah, it does. Try this way. This way. I guess it is directional. Now it goes. So let me grab the nuts. And obviously when you're torquing these down, you'll want to use a socket. You know, you're not going to want to use the impact driver. I'm just going to take all of them down until they're flush. And once all of them are flush, I don't think you'd want a washer underneath of these. You could probably put one if you wanted to. We could take it down to, I think the gap you want is 20 thousandths on here. I know that's what it is for points. Well, that one's loose. Like I said, I'm just going to the first click. Yeah, that one's not as easy to turn as the others of yours, so, oh well. There it goes. Now it wants to turn easy. Let's see if this will turn it. And we'll go to the first click. There we go. Whoa, why did that one go down so far? That's interesting. I know for a fact that's not where I want it. There it goes. Now it's getting easier to turn. We'll do the same thing with that one. And that one too. Probably almost to the same distance down. Yep, that one is. We probably should just loosen all of them. Let's get it. To the point they're all level. See, now it turns. That one could come up a little bit more. Yeah, that one needs to come up more. This one, 5. This one needs to come up 1. Right there. That one's right where it needs to be. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. Right there. Cool. So now all of them are even, and the clutch says the same thing. I think we want it to be at around 8. So apparently I made a video before adjusting a PTO clutch on this actually very same PTO. Does it count as cheating if I went back and looked at one of my videos? What I found is the PTO clutch needs to be adjusted to in between 12 and 14 thousandths. So I'm going to put it at 13. I actually put it at 13 before I found out. So we need to find... There's 23. I'm going to use the other feeler gauges. I need to clean these ones up. I don't know why those ones got so rusty, but they did. I have another set of them out here. I think they're over there. We want in between 12 and 14, so we want 13. There's our 13. So this right here is where you run the gap, and I can already tell you that we are too loose. So we want to bring it down. This right here is for this one and that one, I think. You might just use it for one. It's got a little bit of play to it. It's a little bit loose. So we'll go down like that with it. Back that one off. Right there. I like that. That's perfect. This one right here is the one for this. When it comes to adjusting. That's still... So now we're tight. Let's back it off. There we go. I would say that is probably roughly where we want it. Genius idea. How about we just leave this in there? No. Right there. I like that adjustment. That one's good. This one should be good because we already did it, right? Let's back it off. Keep backing it off. I would say all of them are even. Therefore, we should be ready to go. I have them all set at 13. There's a hole here. This hole right here is for this nut. This hole right here is for this nut. This hole right here is for that nut. When all of them are even, and that turns, as you can see, so that means that it's done right, and they're all even. Because if one wasn't even, that wheel wouldn't turn. It would activate the kind of like a brake, and the engine wouldn't spin. It wouldn't turn that over, and it would lock things up. It would probably even blow your starter out if you tried to engage it. So there you go. Let's go on ahead and let's put this back on the tractor. And we got to fix that crimp. And after we fix that crimp, we should be all right. So let's go on ahead and get that took care of. I think it's time I ordered more crimps, because I'm running out. Let's go on ahead and let's get the... Oh, you guys didn't even see it. There we go. So let's go on ahead and let's get the connection taped off. And after we do that, I thought you guys were seeing a little bit more than you were, so I apologize about that. Let's get this secured. It works, you know, I mean, I'm not all that horribly worried about it. As long as it works, that's all it needs to do. Let's take this. Probably wouldn't even matter if you flipped the positive and negative around in the coil. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. If I had a junk PTO, I would say, let's find out. I mean, all it does, you know, is it magnetizes it magnetizes the two surfaces together inside of there, and it just locks it together. You know, that's what that is. So, I don't know. I'm kind of curious though if it would work or not. So now we find where our pins are. Oh, I gotta pull this. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say that didn't look right to me. So now we need to find the, there we go. And now we need to find where the keyway is, which I did. And we also need to get this lined up with the little tabs that come out of this in here, which I did. So there you go. Now we can hook our belt up like so. That's hooked up. That's hooked up around here as it should be. Everything looks good. That's on. This should be ready to be put back on. But just real quick, it does turn nice. Oh. I was gonna say it didn't make turns nice. It doesn't make any noise. But oh well. Yeah. Now we need to put our bolt in. It didn't turn because that belt's too loose right now to turn it. There we go. PTO engages and disengages. Let's get this belt torqued, tightened, whatever, real fast. I was really expecting it to be more than that. That was wrong with it. Whoa. Oh boy. That's not good. Well, spoke too soon, didn't we? We should have looked at that when I had the PTO off. Oh well. Yeah, I noticed this is moving. And I see exactly what the problem is up here. It's cracked. Yeah. Oh well. Maybe the bolt down on bottom is still good. It looks like it's holding it still. So I don't know how much longer that plate's gonna last. That's wonderful. The right thing to do would be to go on ahead and take that off there and put a washer under it or something. But you know what we're gonna do? It's fixed. Got that camera set up and everything moved. Let's go on ahead and start it up. Let's see if it starts and let's see if it spins now since the belt is torqued down to where I want it. If it turns over and starts and there's no load on the engine from it, that means that we've got it together right. Because before, when you tighten that belt down, it would have fits. It recently started doing that. Probably because it sat over the winter. Ready? Yep. That's it. And I mentioned it before, that noise you guys are hearing, the squeak, 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 that's the side panel over there. Both of them do it, you know, so I mean, there's not really much you can do about that unless you grab a whole bunch of little felt washers and just stick them in there to make it quit. But it'll still rub on itself, so it's not gonna change nothing. All right, guys, I would say we've got it fixed, pretty well took care of, and no more problems. We pretty much did everything that needed to be done on the 216. So, with that being said, I think that we are done. Unless there's something else I can think of that I need to do on it, I've pretty much done, you know, everything it needed off camera. I greased it up and everything, so I should have said something about that, but I didn't. I actually greased it up at the end of the mowing season last year, before I parked it. That way everything was all done and greased. And then, like I said, the gas was drained out of it at the end of the season. So that's why the carb was so clean. I ran it out, and I also run ethanol-free gas through everything now because it's better for everything. It's expensive, however, it is better for everything, and it keeps my fuel systems clean. And the ethanol really screws things up. So there you go. Ethanol-free racing fuel. Not racing fuel. Yeah, racing fuel. Recreational fuel, whatever they call it. They got all sorts of names for it. Alright guys, I think it's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If this is your first time checking out my channel, please consider going down below and hitting that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you guys a thing. It tells YouTube that you guys like my videos, as well as you guys like my videos. It tells me myself. A lot of people go down below and they'll watch the video, but that's it. These videos get hundreds of views on them, but nobody goes down there and comments or hits the like button. So do me a favor, go down below and hit that like button, and also leave me a comment. You know, I like reading them, and I'll go down there and reply, as some people on the channel have found out, you know, that watch. And I do comment. Oh, that nut must be loose. Oh, that's all right. So, I think that is going to be it. And I want to thank you guys for watching. If I find anything else that needs to be done with it, I will bring you guys back. Take care, guys. Bye.